let's go ahead and open the workbook to page 17. Okay, page 17, lesson plan 4, the referral drill down. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to work our way through lesson plan 4, and we're going to really accelerate the pace of getting the folks into creating referrals for each other. Chuck talked a little bit about just seeing things a little differently, how it opened up some referral channels. Now we're going to really drill down, as we say, into levels 3 and 4, which really, if that's all you did was systematic visibility 1 through 4, you'd be getting the type of results that you're looking for in terms of creating referrals for others and then creating referrals for yourself. So the webinars that we'll be covering right now include 8, 9, and 10, where we'll be going through systematic visibility levels 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you can go ahead and turn the page to page 18, and I'm going to now get into some PowerPoints that will just kind of help me guide you through what we're doing here. Okay, so we're looking at page 18. This is webinar number 8 in lesson plan number 4, systematic visibility level 2, which is situational. And this is a bit of a review. Okay, we've looked at levels 1 and 2 before, and we're talking about situational visibility. Okay, this is where we're recognizing these key situations and we're asking trigger questions. Key situations are an ongoing opportunity to give more referrals. And so we talked earlier a little bit about the business builder power team. Okay, it's true that your clients, other people referring to you is, typically people focused on business, but that doesn't preclude you from keeping your eyes and ears open to recognize key situations and give more referrals. The more you give, the more you'll receive. And again, that's the giver's gain philosophy. So the 6 key situations, I'm hoping that you'll be able to recite these in your sleep. You see them noted on page 18, the business builder, people getting healthy, people getting married, relocation, real estate, and the new baby key situation. Okay? Each of these key situations can generate a lot of business across your BNI roster. So let's take a look now at 3 trigger questions that can create referrals every business day, and in fact even on the weekend. Okay, so we've talked about the biggest challenge trigger question. Now this question you can actually ask people even if they're not in a key situation. It's that powerful. Just asking someone, what's your biggest challenge at the moment? Okay, not even tied to a key situation. What's your biggest challenge at the moment? You can start to drill down into a referral. Continue to ask more trigger questions till you come up with a product or service that your BNI chapter, your power team offers that'll help this person with their biggest challenge. But specifically tie it with the key situation. What's your biggest challenge with building a business, with planning for the wedding, with relocating out of town? Okay, you've seen that one before. But now I'm going to give you 2 more as we drill down a little bit. After you've asked the biggest challenge trigger question, you can follow that up with the what else trigger question. Okay, and the bottom line is, while you're so busy with getting the business off the ground, what else are you trying to accomplish? Okay, this trigger question will reveal other opportunities beyond the thing that's keeping them so busy, and obviously the answers will be things that they haven't had time or haven't had adequate opportunity to take care of. So the what else trigger question is a very powerful follow-up question. And then something that you saw on the 10 key question worksheet, the big event trigger question. Again, you can ask this at any time in conversation with folks. What's the next big event coming up for you? And the answer will almost invariably create a referral for a well-balanced power team. Okay, the event services contact sphere, the personal services contact sphere can all be well served with the big event trigger question, and I recommend that you ask it as you're out and about networking with people and making conversation. Try to drill down into a referral. So you could use the biggest challenge trigger question. What's the next big event coming up for you? Oh, we're planning on a worldwide vacation, or we're planning on remodeling our kitchen. Oh, what's your biggest challenge with planning for that? Well, we're going around the world. We need a pet sitter. We need someone to take care of the house. On and on. Kitchen remodel. Well, what's your biggest challenge? We're looking for the right contractor to work with, or a designer to help us figure out how to integrate the finished materials. Okay, so that's a big trigger question. You can see how these are all interactive with each other, and that completes webinar number 8. Basically what we're saying here, though, is that there's tons of trigger questions in the Money on the Table book, chapters 13 through 18. And in fact, if you haven't already, I strongly recommend that you at least flip through the back of the Money on the Table book to see how it's set up. Essentially, there's 6 chapters, 1 chapter for each key situation. And in that chapter, we look at all 6 contact spheres. We give you examples and success stories from people you may know. Actually, I interviewed people from all around the country, quotes and for ideas and best practices. And so have some fun with chapters 13 through 18. You can look at your key situation and the other people in your chapter on how they might be relevant, or you can go the other direction and just look at your business category across all 6 key situations. Okay, so a lot of resources, and we'll talk more about the Money on the Table book in coming weeks. Okay, Charles typed in something that says the questions are brilliant. I'm going to play a game this week and see if I can generate a referral from every personal contact this week. Hey man, that sounds awesome. I don't know if you're blogging or not. I have to look into that, but I really like what you're doing here. And I think I know that you're a leader in your chapter in your region. Let's start documenting some of this stuff. And Maggie's saying it sounds like the big event question could identify custom situations. The big event question is a monster, and that's why we are showing that so early in the training. Okay, so Stacy is asking, makes sense. Any thoughts about how to develop the habit of asking these questions? Yeah, the best way to do that is to quantify how many times you ask the trigger questions throughout the day and just keep track. Just have a little scratch pad or on the back of a business card. You should be asking at least 1 trigger question a day, okay? And as we're going to see in a moment with level 4 of systematic visibility, we get proactive with the questions. But good stuff. So I feel the energy, and I can tell that people are getting engaged. Diane shares an idea, which is awesome. Put a note with them next to your phone, okay? There you go. Just put it down. You know, what's the 3 big triggers, and we're off to the races. Okay? Very good. All right, let's turn the page to page 19, and let's get into some new material now with level 3 of systematic visibility. We call it reverse visibility. And so reverse visibility is different than the other levels of systematic visibility, in that with the other systematic visibility, we're making our power team and our network visible to the consumer. Okay, we're making the products and services, the relevant value, visible to the consumer. Here, we're making our clients and customers visible to our power team. Okay, and so the idea here is that we're going to make our clients visible to the power team, and we're going to follow an outline that we'll show you to highlight what our clients are going through so that we can look at each other's clients and identify opportunity for ourselves that our networking partner might not see. Okay, so we're going to use an example, and you can see this on page 19. In our example, we have a massage therapist and a realtor. Okay, massage therapist is in the health and wellness contact sphere. Realtor is in the real estate and finance contact sphere, but they like each other. Okay, they trust each other. They know that they're going to make each other look good when they refer to each other because they're that good at what they do, and they've decided to engage in a power team relationship, implementing systematic visibility, and because they're in different contact spheres, level 3 reverse visibility is particularly powerful, and I'm going to show you how that works. So the massage therapist and the realtor are getting together for a bragging buddy meeting, and as you'll see, part of that agenda is reverse visibility, and they're going to share a little outline on their new clients that particular week. Okay, so the massage therapist goes first, and she's telling the realtor about her new clients, Bob and Susie Jones. Okay, Bob and Susie are an elderly couple. They're retired. They have 8 kids, and the youngest son left for college. Now they're financially well off, and they plan on taking a trip to visit their grandkids where? In beautiful Arizona. Okay, so the massage therapist says, these are my new clients. What do you see? The realtor says, well, I see opportunity for myself. To begin with, they have 8 kids, and the youngest son just left for college. You indicated that they're well off, so I recommend that for the son in college, they purchase a condominium, rent a couple of bedrooms out, cover the mortgage, build equity, and get a tax shelter. I think that would be a great referral for your new clients. In addition, you mentioned to me that the youngest son, after 8 kids, left the house. I'm going to bet that they fit into the empty nest demographic. In other words, they're a typical scenario for a seller where the kids are gone, the house is too big, chances are they don't like keeping up with the maintenance. I recommend that we sell their home for top dollar and get them a fantastic deal on a property that's more appropriate for their lifestyle, a no maintenance condominium for active seniors. Massage therapist says, oh my gosh, you know, I never would have thought of the condo. You mentioned some tax shelter stuff. I don't even know what that is, but I think it's great. And you're right, when I was at their home, they were talking about not wanting to do all the maintenance around the house. I can't wait to introduce you to my new clients. Realtor says, fabulous. I love this reverse visibility stuff. Let me tell you about my new client. My new client is Arthur Mark. Arthur is a 30-something individual, very successful medical supply person. He's single, has no kids, and the guy drives at least 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, and he was complaining about gaining weight. He's out of shape. Now, he's a great client for me. He purchased a $1 million property, but I must tell you, he's a bit grumpy. Okay, and that's my new client, Arthur. Massage therapist goes, okay, well, I'll tell you what. To begin with, ongoing massage treatment is going to relieve Arthur's sore back and give him more energy to build his business. Okay, he didn't mention to you the sore back, but I can guarantee you that a visual cue or an audio cue of someone saying they're driving 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's a good referral for me. Okay. In addition, how about referrals to the chiropractor, the nutritionist, the personal trainer, and since this person's buying high-end property, I think a personal chef might be terrific for this person to really get the benefit of well-balanced meals, okay, and the convenience factor. I think they're all relevant. Realtor says, you know what? That's awesome. I think those members of our BNI chapter would be great referrals, and I never would have come up with that. So thanks for helping me see how we can turn my client into a referral for a lot of the other people in our BNI chapter. Okay? So that's my example of how 2 business categories that on the surface appear to have nothing to do with each other create referrals. And so you can see at the bottom of page 19 the client profile outline. Okay? You see it on the screen as well. And so the idea here, and I want comments now, let me know if this makes sense. If you have any questions, we can have a little bit of a conversation about getting together once a week, and we're going to finish up today with the agenda for your ongoing bragging buddy meetings, that this is on that meeting. Once you get past bragging buddy meeting number 1 and 2, you've identified had compelling testimonials for each other, you've identified the target markets and all that good stuff. But now, once you get past those 2 meetings, what do you talk about all the time? Well, how about your new clients? Okay, that's one of the things that you can do. and using level 3, you're not going to be leaving any money on the table, okay? All right, so let's see. I see a couple comments coming in. Diane is saying too cool, and so I appreciate that. I think it's pretty cool too, and it definitely works. Stacy is saying conversations like this are very natural. I can do this often. Okay, so there you go. If anybody has a question on this, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to keep rocking and rolling through the material. Okay. I like this accelerated pace because this stuff isn't rocket science or brain surgery, okay? It's simple techniques done systematically and proactively that are going to generate the results, all right? Okay, if you have any questions on this, let me know. Otherwise, we move swiftly to page 20, okay? Page 20. This is level 4 of systematic visibility. Once we get through level 4, we're going to kind of shift gears, take a look at some of the mechanics of working with your bragging buddies and really implementing this stuff. But level 4 really kind of completes that introductory degree of power team networking. If I can get you and your bragging buddy to implement even just 2 of the 4 systematically, you're going to be enjoying tremendous results. If you'll implement all 4, dramatic changes are going to be happening quickly, okay? So level 4 is something that we call the annual review, and again, I'm on page 20. The annual review is a structured telephone call, or even better, a face-to-face lunch or breakfast, okay? It's a structured meeting or phone call with a past client, giving value to your client by asking trigger questions to uncover referral opportunities, okay? What do I mean by giving value by asking questions? Giving value by asking questions. The idea here is that you are so passionate, so compelling about believing in the value of your networking partner's products or services that you're giving a gift. By making them visible, by letting people know about your power team and what they can offer, you're giving a gift, you're giving value. So if you approach networking from that standpoint, it helps even, more reserved or shy people break out of their shell, stand on a soapbox, and start creating referrals for each other, okay? So that's what I mean by giving value. If you're asking trigger questions to uncover a referral, feel good that you're adding something to the life of the prospect, okay? You're not taking, you're giving. And if you take that approach, you're going to uncover more referral opportunities. So here's how it works. I'm just going to go through an example script on how the annual review would work. And basically what you're doing in this case is a phone call at least once a year. And so you pick up the phone, you call a prospect, and hi, this is Lee. Do you have a moment? Great, okay? I'm calling to check in for our annual review. As your business trainer, it helps me provide exceptional customer service by staying in touch and up to date. I'm doing a lot of networking with a variety of business professionals who have products and service that might save you time or money. These are people who I know, like, and trust, and they're great at what they do. Would it be okay if I asked a few questions to check in and see what's new with you? Okay, so you get their permission. Now, if I'm networking, I said that I'm a business trainer. The idea is that whatever business category you're in, you're going to customize now a series of trigger questions based on the people that you're networking with most closely, based on your bragging buddies and the people on your power team, okay? So if I'm networking with a realtor, I'm going to ask the person, are you planning on buying or selling any real estate in the next 30 days to 2 years? Yes, you are? Oh my gosh, I have to tell you about a realtor who I think very, very highly of, so on and so forth. Give a compelling testimonial. Are you or anyone you know planning to get married in the next 6 months to 2 years? Okay, that's terrific for anybody who is in the getting married power team, which of course can be the event services contact sphere, but also financial services, isn't it? Okay, when you go through the material, you see all these connections. So by asking these type of questions, you're going to be uncovering money on the table. Do you know anyone in a growing family with a new baby or one on the way? Okay, again, covers a broad spectrum. So once again now, you can see that chapters 13 through 18 give you an abundance of these trigger questions for all of the key situations, and you can create your own list of trigger questions based on your Power Team roster. Okay? Make sense? Like I said, this stuff isn't real complicated, but can you see yourself getting together with past clients or even other people in your contact sphere? They could be friends and family, and just asking a series of trigger questions, checking in by being upfront with them that you're doing it based on the foundation of having a very strong network. You want to give value. Okay? So that's systematic visibility level number 4. And I'm looking for feedback. Okay, so I see that Diane sent in a yes. Who else is following along? Send me some comments. Let me know if level 4 is something you can see yourself doing. If you have any questions about how that works. And I see a comment from Maggie saying that this is great. It provides a higher level of customer service to my clients. Ruby likes this idea. Terrific. Good. That's what I like to hear. Now that we know the first four levels of systematic visibility, now we're going to get into focusing on our bragging buddy and optimizing the opportunity. Okay? We're going to optimize the opportunity by taking a look at 3 different levels of bragging buddy referrals, okay, and how to start integrating some of the skills that the 4 levels of systematic visibility are asking for. Okay, what are the core competencies, if you will? So as we look at page 21, I guess is where I'm at right now, page 21, Lesson Plan 5, Power Team Training, you can see that the goals of what we're going to look at now is an introduction to the 3 levels of referrals: order takers, connectors, and creators. We're going to look at the core competencies for the bragging buddy meeting basics, then start looking at some skills and advanced levels of systematic visibility for the weekly ongoing bragging buddy meetings. Okay, so this covers webinar number 11. This is an introduction to order takers, connectors, and creators, and the ongoing agenda. Start with order takers, okay? Order takers. Now, we're looking at page 22, okay? And so order takers are, more of a passive bragging buddy who reacts to a direct question. Do you know a good fill in the blank? Chiropractor, lawyer, therapist. Okay, order taker, someone who's reacting to a direct question. Now let's not look down on the order taker. Okay, let's celebrate the order taker. An order taker who is in ongoing contact with your target market could be your most productive Power Team partner. Okay, so when we think of order takers, some of the relationships that jump out is the mortgage person and the realtor, right? The chiropractor and the massage therapist, the caterer and the florist. Okay, there are many, and so the idea is that let's really focus in on your golden goose referral sources that we look at in the connector to creator directory and identify who can be an order taker for us. We train them properly, and that's money in the bank. Okay, so order takers are very, very valuable. Next, we get into the connector. Okay, the connector. Connector is a bit more of an active role where they're recognizing something that somebody says or something that they see and talks to the prospect about creating a referral, asking some trigger questions. So they're recognizing visual cues. In our example, this might be someone limping or obvious discomfort. If they're networking for someone on the Getting Healthy Power Team, Or maybe a target phrase like I fell, I was in an accident, I'm in pain, and then asks the bragging buddy some trigger questions. That's a connector. To be a connector, to have a connector, your bragging buddy really has to be very, compelled to go the extra mile for you, okay, to make that connection, to take that initiative. And that's where the ongoing bragging buddy meeting agenda that we're going to finish up with really gives you the fuel on the fire to have people connect for you, okay? And then finally, we're talking about the creator, okay, the creator. And for people on your power team, this is really where you'd like folks to be. These are folks who are going to be proactive, recognizing and approaching golden goose referral sources for ongoing referrals, okay? So this is where the ongoing bragging buddy meeting agenda is very important, because you're going to be talking continually about the different levels of systematic visibility. You're going to be talking about golden goose referral sources, and you're going to be moving people up the ladder from order takers to connectors to creators, and really optimizing and maximizing your power team opportunity, okay? So those are the 3 levels of power team networking. If anybody has any questions on the 3 levels, please type them in. I'm keeping an eye on the question box. But we're going to continue on page 22 to look at the ongoing meeting agenda. The ongoing meeting agenda. Up to this point, we focused on meetings number 1 and 2. Bragging Buddy meeting number 1 with the 10 key questions. Bragging Buddy meeting number 2 with the connector to creator worksheet. Once you've got those under your belt, you're done. That's boot camp, okay? Now, that doesn't mean you stop meeting with your bragging buddy. Quite the contrary, you now shift gears into the ongoing meeting agenda with your bragging buddy. Now, you can do this with 3 people, but no more than 3. Prefer 2, but you can do it with 3. And so here's the agenda. You see it on page 22. You're going to start your ongoing bragging buddy meetings by reviewing the first 4 levels of systematic visibility, implementation, and referrals created. This is the accountability piece, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you look at your bragging buddy, look him in the eye, and be accountable first and say, level 1, transactional with the business card organizer. I used the business card organizer 5 times this past week to give compelling testimonials for you, and created 1 or 2 or 3, whatever referrals from that technique. Level 2, situational visibility. I did talk to 3 different people who were going through the business builder key situation based on something that I picked up and what they were saying, and I was able to create a referral for you using level 2. Level 3, reverse visibility, we're going to do in a moment. And level 4, the annual review, I met with 3 people and was able to create 2 referrals for you, as well as several for other people in the chapter based on my activity. That's what I did for you. What did you do for me? Okay? So level 1 is your accountability piece there on the agenda for the ongoing meeting. Number 2 agenda item is to perform reverse visibility. We just covered that in good detail, okay? So this becomes a referral creation activity as well as a sharing opportunity for, things that we've already done. Number 3, very, very important. We're going to talk about visitors to the BNI meeting, okay? We're going to talk about people who were at the BNI meeting to see if they have a product that's relevant to our power team key situation, and in general, are they somebody that we think would be an addition to the chapter? Next week when we get together on our training, we're going to talk more about inviting visitors relevant to the power team and showing them how they can benefit from referrals that we create for them systematically. So agenda item number 3 is to discuss visitors to the BNI meeting for follow-up, okay? And then finally, the gains profile. Now, you're familiar with the gains profile from Dr. Meisner's material: goals, accomplishments, interests, network, and skills. And this is where you can just get to know each other better as you go through the gains profile. And I'll call your attention to the Power Team Roadmap workbook at the back. We have the worksheets. You can kind of flip through the back, and then you can see the gains worksheet. as well as a 2-page quiz on the Gaines profile to test yourself on how well you know your networking partner. So they're right at the back of the workbook, okay? Right at the back of the workbook you can find the quiz, and then the page before that you can find the Gaines worksheet. So I ask you, who are your order takers? Okay, I want you to write down the name if you have one. Okay, order takers. Who's connecting for you? And who are your creators? Who are people that know who your Golden Goose referral sources are and are bringing them to you? Okay, so you see that on page 22 on the workbook. You can kind of fill that in if you have those levels of bragging buddies, and then are you reciprocating? Okay, so the idea is I'm hoping that we get the juices flowing and get you thinking about where you're at, where the opportunities are to give more referrals, obviously to receive more referrals, and continue making more money through Power Team. So type me up a message. Let me know if this makes sense, if you have any questions. Gabrielle likes this. Okay, good. Diane says it makes sense. Maggie chimes in with a makes sense to her as well. Okay, good stuff.